everybody. Good morning. Or afternoon, depending on where you are in the country or where you are in general. I'm going to do a short one chapter stream just to, get this out of the way to protect, the whole sort of, words. Excuse me. Because I don't get a day off this week, so, at least until Saturday. And I want to avoid streaming on Saturday and Sunday so that way I can rest on those days. So I'm going to do a 1 hour stream to pretty much do one chapter. And then, from there, tonight I'll do another 2 chapters as I usually do. Okay, there we go. I'm going to view these new cherry-ups. The slacking manager. Shion-san, why don't you help out a little? Are you asking a girl to carry something heavy? That's why you still haven't found a nice lady at your age, Coach? Well, you see, at times like these, here's what people say. It's none of your business. None of your business! He was loading the station wagon with heaps of equipment we used for today's barbecue meeting. All the fathers and sons who had helped were starting to getting on their way. Alright, so, Shion-san, why did you come all the way here? If you rode here on your bike, I can give you a lift. I did, but I'll be fine riding back. I appreciate your consideration. I was glad you came today. Things don't quite fit together without the manager here. Am I still the manager? I've been shrinking my duty for an entire year, so maybe you should just fire such an incompetent manager already. Alright, if you say you want to quit, then I'll fire you whenever you want. That's not fair. Let me go soon, please. Every time I don't show up at a game, I get an annoying phone call, and I can't stand those. If you were more honest with yourself, Shion-chan, you'd be far cuter. Your father is so sad. Where did he go so wrong to deserve such a rebellious daughter? Oh, perhaps if your father catches you in a big, loving embrace, he'll open your eyes? Well, then don't mind if I do. Come here! Coach was fooling around with all his might, but Shion just smiled to the distance without responding. Nothing's changed. You're still a weirdo, Coach, and everyone's still lively as ever. Even though Satoshi-kun isn't here. Is that what you wanted to say? He'll come home. I'm sure of it. He has someone waiting for him. Say whatever you want. He sure is cruel, isn't he? Going off to who knows where, leaving such a cute girlfriend behind. Huh? Girlfriend? Who? Who? Huh? Jeez. We're laughing already. Coach! Coach bent over and laughed heartily for a little while. We'll see each other again. Please come and root for us once in a while, okay? If I feel like it. I have no desire to be the manager anymore, after all. That's fine. If you don't like it, I'll fire you. I'm not the kind of person who likes forcing people to do things against their will. Okay, fine. I'm sorry. You win this round. If I feel like it, I'll come root for you. So for today, just be patient. Oops, that time already. It's past the time to return all this. I'm already making them wait for me. I'll be leaving for today, then. Let's meet again at the next game. Yes, if I feel like it. Goodbye, Coach. Ooh, Shion like Satoshi, Shion like Satoshi. The autopsy suggests the victim was killed in the following manner. Entire body bound in restraints. Traces left behind when the body seemed to have been bound indicate its use as a specific restraining table rather than a rope or any other common method. Finger joints on either hand appear to be bound especially tightly. Highly likely that the table was either specially made or homemade, given this information. Both ears and nose severed with a sharp blade. Traces of the restraint and other things seem to suggest that there is at least one more other than the one who severed these body parts holding down the victim's head. Possible that multiple blades were used, with one of them most likely being scissors or shears. 3. 5 nails penetrated fingers on each hand. 1 long nail stuck in each joint of each finger on each hand for a total of 30. The deceased fingers were nailed to wooden planks 20 square centimeters long. Extremely likely those planks were part of the restraining table. In addition, it's likely that the table was originally designed for just such a purpose. Abdomen incised, intestines removed. The incision in the abdomen is likely to have been a technique grounded in medical methodology using a sharp blade. Estimated that there's still no threat to the victim's life at this stage. After this, the organs inside the incision were dismantled and removed. The victim likely died as a result of this process. 5. Body disposed. After fastening a dumbbell to the victim's neck using a commercial pet collar, the victim was likely abandoned in the Oji River's third drain. Judging by the dumbbell's weight, it's highly possible that they would have needed at least 3 grown men to have disposed of the body. To Oshi-san, here's a copy of the preliminary autopsy of the slaughtered corpse in the Oji River. Chief Shigeharu sees this as a possibility in relation to the S group. What are your thoughts, Oshi-san? S group? Could it be Sonozaki? I mean, from the end of the last chapter, Mion tried to stab our fingers with nails and even said that this was a common thing for the Sonozaki family to do with torturing subjects. There it is. Ron. 3 Chun. 3 Dora. Amalgam with 1,500 extra. What? What's up with that? How do you have 3 Dora? You idiot. You're the one who flipped over another Condora when you knew Oshi was in Tenpai. That's what you get. Getting more Dora is the only thing I could do after revealing the Chun. You can't discard a Dora tile after having a Yakuhai out. Ooh. Oshi grinned meaningfully at his buddies, swearing, began breaking down the walls and reforming them. By the way, Oshi-san, figure it out yet? What? Oh, the murdered body in the drainage channel. Any new clues come up? Yes, well, you are the one collecting the evidence here. I should have expected that. Who was the deceased? Rina Miyayama. Actual name, Niroko. Apparently, she worked for the Blue Mermaid, a hostess bar in the Shinshibo Flower Road. Oh, wow, that place, huh? The young leader of the Sonozaki owns it, yeah? Sonozaki, oops, so it's related to the S group. Down mountain will be a tough scale. Rumors say that the deceased had her hands in both drug dealing and money to be paid to the government. And on a pretty significant scale, too, from what I've heard. A woman getting her hands on Yakuza tax money. Sounds like a man's behind it. Not a lot of women do that sort of thing themselves. Oof. Well, she's dead now. The dead can't have anything to do with it. About that, Oshi-san, her man's apparently alive. Alive? Well, maybe he'll die soon. Vermin usually exterminate other vermin. I think we'll have a very nice self-cleansing system going on. Anyway, her man, well, it's Teppei Hojo. Hojo? Who's that? Teppei Hojo, the husband of the housewife who was beaten to death last year in Hinamazawa. I heard he disappeared after the incident, though. I get it. He was staying at his lover's place, huh? And so the Sonozakis grow even more suspicious. Where's he now? He was living in the woman's apartment. He must have thought she abandoned him. So he's been searching around shops and other gathering places. Oh no. Hojo. Oh, this can't be good. Well, let's continue on. Morning, Katie. My, what time did you go to sleep? I did not sleep well last night at all. My mom could tell from a single glance. I had the worst dreams. Nightmares, very ominous dreams, one after the other, again and again. I woke up after each one, but could never have even remembered a fraction of what they had been about. But it was like those dreams were predicting something unpleasant, and I woke up in a terrible mood. Hey now, every day has been calm and fun before today, right? Those days should continue on, unchanging. And yet, anxiety was the only emotion growing within me. Why was that? Nightmares reflect your own anxiety. They show an uneasy mind, that which you wouldn't admit to normally. Yesterday, I remember the ominous conversation about Satoshi I had with Shion, Mion, and Rena. Right. My mind felt like it was in a black fog because we had talked about that. If I had lived every day without causing a fuss, my reward would be even more peaceful days. I understood that, so why did I cause such discord? But now I thought about it calmly. A simple verbal slip on my part wouldn't possibly change the world. Yeah, as long as I'm sorry for doing it and never talk about it again, there's nothing that anyone can blame me for, right? Besides, how would my fate possibly change just because I talked about that? Nothing was going to change. Yeah, Nothing would change. Nothing would change. Nothing would change. That's a creepy smile. If you're still half asleep, then go wash your face. Finally cheered up enough to smile, and Mom slapped me right back down. Now I was irritated again. Ah! There wasn't much time left before I had to meet up with Rena. I frantically started to get ready to go to school. Have a good day. Watch out for cars. There's barely any cars to watch out for. And he was out anyway. I dashed out the front door. The morning air was far more refreshing than the water on my face. That's right, Keiichi Maruwata. If you're sorry enough about it and reflect upon your mistakes, that's enough. Now let's pull yourself together and get to school, and return to fun, enjoyable days, where everyone laughs, plays, and just has a good time. I'll be nice to Sadako as an apology, too. Yeah, wasn't I supposed to be your Nini until Satoshi got back? Good morning! Hey, it's good. Rena, too, looked nothing like she had yesterday when she said that weird stuff. If I could only forget, then I could still act like nothing had happened. So I called out to her with all the energy I could muster. Hey! Morning, Rena! Early as usual today. Morning! Good morning! There was little time before the same old morning homeroom began, but Satoko and Rika-chan were unusually absent. Maybe they went to play somewhere? However, looking over and seeing none of their things, so it looked like they really hadn't come to school.
They're almost never late.
Lena seemed to be enjoying herself, thinking about what their excuse for being late would be. Mion said something nonsensical as well, imagining how funny the reason they were late must have been. I'd only come to school to see their energetic faces, since I figured to get rid of these feelings I have. But the load on my chest remained where it was. It wasn't very pleasant at all. Good morning, everyone. President, if you would. Everybody stand up! Our teacher finally arrived. Then finally I heard the pitter-patter of footsteps running down the hall. Clatter. Rika-chan was the first to run through the open door. And then Sadako didn't come. You're late, Furuya-san. Where's Hojo-san? It's unusual for Rika-chan to be late, but equally unusual for Sadako, a ball of energy, to be absent at all. Everyone's eyes were wide at the series of strange events. Sadako might be a little bit late. Has she come down with something? The teacher walked over to Rika-chan and they started talking in hushed tones. Rika-chan is late and Sadako is absent. I guess crazy things can happen.
You're right. But I wonder what happened to Sadako-chan. Is she sick?
Why now, when I most want to see Sadako's energetic face? The unease I had been building since last night tightened in my chest. Kei-chan, you worry too much. Sometimes girls of her age can't help but stay homesick.
Mi-chan, you're not supposed to say that around boys.
Mion laughed indecently. Normally I would laugh along with her, but right now I just didn't feel like it. Oh no. Oh no, no. Homeroom ended and we went to talk to Rika-chan in the short time we had before first period started. Hey, Rika-chan, you look so sad. So very sad when getting yelled at for being late. I'll make sure to pet you today. I was very aware of my gloom this morning, so I strove to keep my tone cheerful. I petted Rika-chan's head the same way she always did, but she didn't cheer up at all.
Beep.
What happened to Sadako? Did she get sick? For instance, she had a fever from playing around too much yesterday. If that had been her response, I would have accepted it in a flash. But the atmosphere around Rika-chan felt somehow heavy. It was a little weird and actually made my unease worse. Hey, come on. There's certain things you can't talk about the boys about. Kei-chan, back to your seat. Mion, acting just like a club president, pulled me back to my chair. Rika-chan's gaze immediately fell back to her desk and she hung her head gloomily. Rika-chan had said something odd, but Sadako might be a little bit late. They were living together, weren't they? And she would have known for sure. She wouldn't have said might. I don't understand why she was absent, and that made me all the more anxious. Damn it. What's going on today? It's like we started off on the wrong foot, and it wasn't going to get any better.
What's the matter, Keiichi-kun? You seem pretty down this morning.
Rena noticed how I looked and whispered to me while the teacher wasn't looking. Do I really seem that way?
Yeah. Even Rena's starting to feel down just looking at you.
I thought of jokingly saying, then don't look at me, but I didn't even feel like doing that.
Is it something you can tell Rena? I don't know what you're worried about, but if I can help, then you can tell me, okay?
I won't tease you. Rena said this, looking me straight in the eye. Till yesterday, nothing strange had happened. It was a lot of fun. Huh? Rena's eyes widened for a moment, not understanding what I meant, but she remained silent and listened. It was peaceful and fun. Every day was lively. I never had any doubt things would stay that way forever.
Yeah, you're right. Every day is fun. I'm sure today will be too.
You're sure? How do you know?
Well...
Rena, feeling perplexed, couldn't think of something to say. I didn't blame her. What I was trying to say seemed a little confusing even to me. When I think about it, I've been anxious lately. Like maybe since every day is fun, one day, all of a sudden, it would get really dark, like a light bulb turned off.
Yeah, Rena kind of understands how you feel.
Rena nodded gently. We've always been taught that it wouldn't only be good things happening to us. Sometimes I'm scared of what's going on behind the fun. It's a little bit sad, but because of that, we learned how to do our best to make sure that the fun never stops.
I see.
So it's not a bad thing that you think our fun lives might not go on forever, Kage-kun.
Kind of like if suddenly there was a volcanic eruption tomorrow and everyone died.
Hey, what? It's terrible!
If you were the only one who survived the catastrophe, Kage-kun, how would you feel?
How would I... Imagine myself being the sole survivor in the ruins of Hinamizawa. Rubble and the bodies of friends lying in heaps at my feet. Such an abhorrent sight. Was it sadder that all my friends had died? Or was it sadder that I couldn't have died with them? I didn't know which, but I'd probably cry a lot. Probably break my heart. First I'd think I'd cry.
And then maybe you would think this. If this was my destiny, then I should have made sure every day before this was fun as possible, so I have no regrets.
I didn't want to consider such a horrible event to be my destiny, but I probably would think that.
The fun times will end one day, and nobody knows when they will be. It makes sense to live each day to the fullest, so that if it does happen tomorrow, you won't regret anything.
Yeah.
It's really hard to think like that. A lot of people take their everyday happiness for granted. They think tomorrow will be the same as today, so they leave things they could do today for tomorrow. They leave the kindness they could have shown today until tomorrow.
Rena was usually cheerful and silly, but right now she wasn't like that at all. She was taking my troubles seriously. Sorry. Trying to adjust. It was a little reassuring.
But Keiichi-kun, you realized it. I think that's a wonderful thing. So that unease you have, I think you should keep it close to your heart.
Keep my unease close?
Yes. Everyone might die tomorrow in a big catastrophe, so you should really be nice to everyone today. So when the end really does come, you don't regret it.
Do you do that, Rena? Live like you have no regrets if everyone died tomorrow?
Yep.
Such a hyperbolic conversation, but Rena had given me a nonchalant nod of her head.
Rena knows what it's like for the fun times to end overnight. She knows there's no proof tomorrow will be fun, even if today is. I'm living. Life to the fullest.
It seemed like Rena perfectly understood all the anxiety I couldn't put into words. On top of that, like a reliable teacher, she showed me what to do. Oh, hey Keiichi Marabata, I don't need to cry now. Last night, I felt like I had a dream about Sadako. I don't remember what kind of dream it was, but ever since this morning I felt anxious.
Because you thought seeing Sadako-chan's energetic face would cheer you up?
She was right on the money. If everyone had been here with smiles on their faces this morning, then the mark of my heart would have definitely been blown to smithereens.
Then, if Sadako-chan arrives, you'll have to be nice to her. Actually, it's totally fine if you play your usual pranks on each other, as long as you're having fun.
Yeah, you're right.
so that even if these fun days came to an end, I'd have no regrets. Couldn't tell if what Rena told me had been comforting or just made me more anxious. But if it was enough to make me think that if I saw Sadako again, I'd be honest with her. Lunchtime arrived, with everyone pushing their desks together like always. Sadako wasn't here. Despite that, we had bento bunches for 5 lined up on our desk. Rika-chan had made a bento for Sadako too. Was Sadako supposed to be here before lunch? Rika-chan was clearly acting strangely. We were talking to her, but it felt like she was too far away to hear us. I'd never seen Rika-chan so downcast, so the rest of us started feeling down too. Hey, Rena? I understood what she said before pretty well. When we were together, we were supposed to have lots of fun, so we wouldn't have any regrets at the world end tomorrow. And yet, while I just resolved myself to do it, now we can't be all together. What the hell? Because it's just so sudden, wasn't it? I mean, yesterday was fun, so who could believe it would all end today? No volcanoes had erupted, no earthquakes or fires had happened either. The cicadas were making the same noise as they did yesterday, and the sun remained bright in the sky. It's the same normal day as always, so then why? As I pondered, Rena's chopsticks reached in front of my face and stole the fried chicken out of my bento. You bitch! My food!
If no one wants it, Rena will take it. Delicious.
Rena tossed the entire piece into her mouth and began munching on it, her expression one of bliss. Such an old man. Rena got a leg up on me. All right, this old man's taking this bit of steak here.
Eep. All my food is gone except for my rice.
Rika-chan, also behind the curve, smiled again and went for someone else's bento. As I sat there, dazed at how quickly everyone had changed, Rena sent a wink over to me.
Come on, Keiichi-kun. Live life to the fullest. That way, if a volcano erupts tomorrow, it'll be okay.
This is serious. I'll be damned if dried plums and rice are the only thing I have left for lunch. Taking that meatball. Stuffed the meat in my mouth and constructed a clumsy smile. Played along, as if trying to fool myself. But as I did, it rapidly became less and less of an act. Sadako still wasn't here. But at least at some point, we had regained our lively lunchtime. We had fun. We smiled. We fooled around. Thanks, everyone. This was definitely the best thing to do. This way, when Sadako suddenly dropped by, we could welcome her with our best smiles. The more I smiled, the more I felt like the anxiety this morning clearing away. Wasn't there a proverb that when something like fortune comes in by a merry gate? I think so. If it's true, then this old man will roll around the floor laughing 24/7.
Rena thinks it's true. If you laugh every day, it'll be fun every day. Rena has a way with words.
Then should we try it out? Everyone took a deep breath and brought their faces together, locking shoulders. And then... Everyone laughed uproariously from their stomachs, trying to laugh out all the bad stuff accumulating in them. By the time our bento boxes were empty, everyone was right as rain. But I'm still worried about Sadako. What happened to her? What happened to Sadako? What happened to Sadako? I need to know. I'm scared and worried. Having heard our friendly banter, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun walked up and timidly spoke to us. Excuse me, Maibara-san. Sorry to interrupt your fun, but we need your help with something. They grinned dryly and scratched their heads. What could it be? Want to know how to remove the censor bars from porn magazines? And by the way, don't believe what you hear about the butter doing the trick. Totally superstition. You can't use an eraser either. Wait, what? Seriously? It's not what we were here for, said Tomita-kun, elbowing Okamura-kun. Actually, our ball got caught in the gutter on the second floor. We were thinking you might be able to reach it since you're tall. I see. Asking an upperclassman for help comes with its own price, you know. I'm not cheap. You can't buy me out so easily. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun conversed for a short time, and they gave their reply. They'll give you the right to take a nap during class, Maibara-san. How does that sound? What do you mean? I can sleep during class whenever I want. Why do I need your permission for it? Oh, no, you can't. The next time you take a nap, we'll tell Sensei about it. I see. How sly. You little. Where did you learn to bargain like that? Sorry. It was just a little joke. Come on, Kit-chan. Why not cave into your underclassmen's threats? And
but now Mion was getting on my nerves. Suddenly it came to me, and I took Tomita-kun and Okamoto-kun's hands. Alright, I surrender. I'll get your ball for you, so give me all the rights to nap time. Huh? Oh, okay. Look, Mion, I now have the privilege. But you don't, do you? Tomita-kun, Okamoto-kun, tell Mion as soon as she falls asleep. Got it? Yeah! Vena and Mika-chan began to cackle at Keiichi-kun's victory. I wasn't sure how the ball managed to get stuck up there, but it was planted firmly in the school building's second floor gutter. Hand me that stick! I should be able to reach it. Here we go. Ugh! Took a bamboo pole and poked the ball with it. Damn, it's hard. Come on! Oh, you got it! You got it, Maibara-san! Thank you so much! The ball rolled down the gutter and fell down behind the school building. My underclassmen ran over in that direction, leaving me by myself. Mission complete, I guess. Sheesh. Still a lot of time left before lunchtime is over. I guess I should go back to the classroom. I'll absorb myself in a silly conversation with everyone and wait for after-student classes. Just when I thought that and turned toward the entrance, someone suddenly called out to me. Hello there. Good day. Sorry for bothering you during your lunch break. It was a middle-aged man I didn't know. Or maybe I'd passed by him a few times and I'd seen his face, but I didn't know him. With his half-smile deepened, something within me shuddered with fear. There was no basis for that. No reason. But I shuddered. I was somewhat confused about those emotions, not quite understanding them myself. There's one thing I could say, though. Nobody but teachers and students should be at school. This person shouldn't have been here. I felt less of a tremble and more of a sense of dread, like a brightly colored poisonous caterpillar was crawling across my forehead. A feeling of disgust that neither itchy nor gross could describe as the fizzly, dreadful hair rubbed against my brow. I didn't even want to see his face. I wanted to jump backwards and run away. An unpleasant feeling for which I didn't even know the cause. The other side of myself had nothing but questions. Hey, what are you doing? What are you disgusted by? This is the first time you've met him. It's rude to hate someone for no reason. No answers were coming. I held my silence, waiting, damp sweat running down my forehead. When he saw that, Oshi thought maybe he was being intimidating and gave me a relaxed smile. Oh, please excuse me. I'm no one suspicious, I assure you. I'm Oshi-san from the Okiyama Police Department. Wait, where did I put my card? Huh? What? What? He fished through various pockets and then finally found his police ID and showed it to me, grinning dryly. He may have been trying to use those clever-seeming actions to ease my anxiety, but I could definitely say it didn't work. Why was I nervous? Because he's a police officer, that's why! I'm even nervous around police officers. Not because of anything bad, like I think I'd done something bad. It's just they make me nervous. There was a reason, of course. If I wanted today to be the same as before, then today didn't need someone who hadn't been there back then. The fact that a man who wasn't here yesterday showed up today meant that today would be a different day than those before it. That would mark the end of fun and happy days. I gulped and erased that ominous conclusion from my mind. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. It's just an old guy who looks kind of perverted and came from the police department. Don't go deciding that the fun times are over. He just came here because of his job. Yeah, just for his job. If he's working, then he would normally go to the teacher's lounge, right? The fact that he spoke to me, yes, it must be to ask where it was. Are you looking for the teacher's lounge? You just have to go through the entrance, and I didn't want to look at that man for another second, so I started pushing things along. Oshi, however, didn't seem to have any interest in the teacher's lounge. Oh, no. I don't have anything to do there. Could I get you to call a friend of yours, if I may be so bold? A friend? Who? A girl. Could you call Satoko Hojo-san for me? My consciousness grew faint, like I was about to pass out. Yes. My anxiety was realized. A dreadful, disgusting caterpillar was looking at me, about to crawl into my ear. Its frizzly, dreadful hair was touching my ear cavity. That's how bad it felt. What did the police need with Sadako? No. It's nothing important. I just had 2 or 3 things to ask. I'd like it if you could cooperate with me. Why? Why of all people was it Sadako? Why would a police officer come here in the middle of the day for something that wasn't important? This man was strange. I could smell it. It smelled bad. Just a whiff of it made me want to grimace. I knew that this man couldn't possibly be here to deliver her lost wallet or anything. couldn't imagine what he needed from Sadako. But it had to be something unpleasant. My throat stung with burning pain. I ran like a parched, creviced wasteland. The wasteland broke up deep in my throat and brought out the words from deep in my mind. You may need something from her, but I don't think Sadako needs anything from you. Could you please leave? Oh, she probably hadn't expected that reply. He stood there surprised for a few moments. I did as well. I hadn't thought words like that could ever come out of my mouth. Things might still work out. This guy may have shown up out of the blue, but if I drove him off, maybe I could make it so that it never happened. If I could do that, then I could get back the peace we had until yesterday. I could get it back. Well, you sure are strict. Are you Sadako-san's manager, perhaps? Can I not see her without an appointment? If you just want to talk to her, shouldn't you just call her? Barging into a school in the middle of the day isn't normal. Breaking through a dam would have been a perfect analogy to use. Why didn't I like this man? This man shouldn't have been here. I needed to make it so that this man wasn't here. Childish, selfish emotions bubbled up from the depths of my mind. They each come out in my mouth just as it had been formed. Not liking this guy was my own problem, but to say things so bluntly to him, even I thought I was crazy. It's a good thing this is 1983, or else we would be in serious trouble, Keiichi. Oh, you're the logical sort, aren't you? I'm not too good at people who talk like that. Oshi grinned and scratched his sweaty throat. Even as he feigned stupidity, I could tell he was irritated. Hey, Keiichi Maebara, why am I looking for a fight with this old policeman here? It's not like he brought a gift of misfortune with him all wrapped up in paper, right? Right. It wasn't like he had brought a package of misfortune with him and was asking me to sign here, please. Rationally speaking, I understood all that. So then, why was I so... Finally, I outlasted Oshi in our game of silence, and he gave a big sigh. Then he addressed a few of my female classmates running around nearby. Excuse me, all of you. Do you have a moment? I'd like to call Satoko Hojo-san if you could. My underclassmen tried to smile and reply, but they noticed the oddly stiff air atmosphere around me and began to hesitate and gave a quick answer. Is she not here? Satoko Hojo-san?
Hojo-san, she stayed home today.
Stayed home? His face remained smiling, but his tone was clearly one of ill humor. Such a conspicuous spite caused my underclassmen who had answered honestly to cringe in fear. I see. Dear me. I'm quite unlucky. He was smiling broadly, but the way he laughed didn't make me feel better at all. When he noticed that his laugh wasn't getting anyone else to laugh with him, he immediately stopped. So, you girls, could you tell me the name of this boy here? He grabbed the girls by the shoulders so they wouldn't run away and crouched down to adjust them at eye level. The girls flinched away from the sharp, piercing light in his eyes. In exchange for their release, they didn't resist and told him my name. I see. Keiichi Maebara-san, is that it? He said my full name. This is all he said, and yet I couldn't help but shudder. It was like he grabbed me by the collar just with those words. Oh, could you be the son of the Maebara family I've heard so much about? I hear your father is a renowned artist. His work goes on display twice a year in the Great Arikaka exhibition in Tokyo, don't they? I don't know what sort of fantastic pictures he creates, though. And there's your mother. She seems intelligent, too. I heard she was a high academic achiever. How do you know so much about my family? She went to some girls' university, didn't she? It's amazing for someone that age to have graduated from a girls' university. Could your mother actually be the daughter of a respectable family? At least those are the rumors, and they say she's a cold person because of it. Did you know that? She only went to the very first neighborhood association meeting, right? That's certainly no good. You can't just respect your neighbors in a place like this. A sense of eeriness slithered up my spine. That was my first experience of true terror. I couldn't believe it felt this terrible for someone you had just met to know everything about you already. Oshi-san clamped onto my shoulders and brought his eyes close to peer into mine. In a place like this, it'd be far better not to make enemies, wouldn't it? If not. How? Oshi dug into my shoulders with inhuman strength. Then if something unexpected were to happen, you might see some drawbacks. Have you ever heard of karma? It's like how a butterfly flapping its wings can cause a tornado. Grudges born in strange places could come back to you in ways you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't like that, would you? Nobody wants to have a grudge held against them. There's nothing positive about making enemies. What's the matter? Your shoulders are very stiff. Should I give you a massage? See? Feels good, right? Ow, 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 ow. This man wasn't just strong. It was like he knew exactly where to press to make me feel pain. Only 4 or 5 fingers were on my shoulder, and yet the pain made me want to bend over backwards. A few of the girls from my class were pretty shaken up, but didn't seem to want to help me. They weren't sure if they should go call the teacher. As for me, I couldn't take the time to wait until the teacher got here. It hurts. Would you mind leaving things at that? You're hurting him. Behind Oshi-san, someone, to my disbelief, it was Coach. Oh my. If it isn't Dr. Irie, it certainly has been a while since you were last in touch. Discomforted by Coach's sudden appearance, Oshi-san laughed scornfully. The vice in my shoulder, however, remained as strong as ever. Never mind the greetings. Please, just let go of my Barakun. Oshi smiled daringly and glared straight at Coach. He didn't release me in the meantime, of course. I was just thinking of stopping by your place later, Doctor. You always seem so busy and we can never have a good chat. Yes. If you want, I'll chat with you all you like. But please be sure to have a warrant first. After all, otherwise I can refuse to go voluntarily into questioning. Coach didn't display a shred of the weird behavior he'd shown at the baseball game and barbecue. He stared steadily at Oshi and fought so that he would release me. His chances were terribly bad, of course. Compared to the relaxed Oshi, Coach seemed like he was being defeated mentally. It made sense. Coach had somewhat narrow stature, but Oshi's body was packed with muscles. It wasn't even a contest, but Coach was fighting for me, without taking a step back. Beads of sweat formed on his face, and though he paled, he was fighting for my sake. Suddenly Oshi laughed and let go of my shoulders. My body exhausted, I fell right onto my backside. My Barakun! Are you alright? Damn it, ow. I rubbed my shoulders where Oshi had latched onto them. The pain from falling over went away quickly, but this pain was lingering. Are you alright, my Barakun? This is terrible. Shit. Ow. Ow. I was just giving him a little massage. My Bada-san, aren't you over-exaggerating a bit? Boys have learned to man up. I wanted to retort, but I couldn't think of anything witty. Can you lift your shoulders? Are they in pain? If you're really hurt, then you should have a proper checkup. Let's go to the nurse's office. Coach lent me his shoulder and walked beside me. What an exaggeration. I'd be the last person to do any sort of permanent damage, right? I am still an active police officer, you know. Come. I don't know what you need to be here for, but if you're finished, then please leave. I'm going to complain about this directly to the chief, so please keep that in mind. Oh, that's a problem, ain't it? Oshi-san waved his hand sarcastically, pivoted around, and headed to the car parked by the school gates. And without turning back, he got in and started the engine. Damn it. Who the hell was he? Damn it. He's a detective named Kurado Oshi, and a hooligan. Everyone in the village hates him. My Bada-san, you should be careful, too. Kurado Oshi. Just like I thought, my gut instinct wasn't wrong. He would be the one to bring unhappiness, misfortune, something that would ruin our peace. Shit, I won't accept it. All these fun days can't possibly end just because some guy like him showed up. I won't accept it. Coach seemed familiar with the school, so he brought me to the nurse's office without much trouble. The girls from my class came along as well, looking worried. Our teacher and the principal, having noticed the disturbance, came to see what was the matter. My Bada-kun! What's wrong? Are you hurt? Well, there was this weird man in the schoolyard just now. My Bada-san... Coach gently interrupted the girls, trying to explain. No, it looks like he just fell and twisted something. I think he's alright, but I wanted to make sure. If it's fine with you, I'll bother the nurse's office for a bit. Please do, Dr. Irie. The principal gave him a deep bow. Fuck. Adjust. It looked like Coach was acquainted with the adults at school. He slid open the doors to the nurse's office, but it wasn't a nurse in there or anything. I'd figured. I'd never seen anyone but Chie-sensei and the principal working here. Coach didn't seem to mind the fact that there was no nurse, and quickly made his way into the nurse's office.
instructed me to sit down and started washing his hands in the sink. Oh, I get it. He's the coach for the boys' basketball team. He must be pretty used to treating wounds with first aid. He's also a doctor! Could you show me where it was? Are you still in pain? No, it doesn't hurt at all anymore. I'm fine, really. Rolled up my shirt and showed him my shoulder. No bruise, not even nail marks. Yet it had hurt so much I thought my shoulders would be crushed. Even the pain had disappeared without a trace. It hurts so much, but there isn't a single bruise. That just means he's used to doing that. Used to it, huh? The next time you meet, don't provoke him. Nothing good will come of making him angry. If you go home with an uniformed police officer by your side, your family won't like that, will they? Well, you're right. Still, what happened? Why did you end up in a fight with him? He came up and said he needed something from Sadako. Huh? Sadako-chan? Coach's gaze lowered and his expression clouded a bit. Somehow the gesture seemed to be saying Oshi was bound to come to Sadako, and did, and that it was no laughing matter. Coach fell silent in thought. Quietly, he took a compress out of the first aid kit and put it on me. Does he still plan on clinging to Sadako-chan? He was a persistent man, I'll give him that like a snake. Coach mumbled to himself. Cling? Does that Oshi guy go to Sadako's place a lot? Coach didn't answer, but the lack of a denial served well enough. What on earth did that policeman, probably a detective or something, need from Sadako? What mistake had led a detective to Sadako-chan? Maibara-san. Oh, right, you just moved here, didn't you? Yes, I did, but... Have you heard anything about Oyoshiro-sama's curse, and about Sadako-chan? Well, I knew a few things about it, certainly. Sadako's parents were damn proponents, and their accidental death was because of the curse. You mean that? Coach smiled thinly and dryly. So you know, he said, dropping his gaze. If I recall correctly, there was an accident on the viewing platform at the public park she had gone to with her family, and her parents died. And then just her big brother and little sister. And then she was with Rika-chan, and, when they lost their parents, Sadako-chan and her brother Satoshi-kun were given to their uncle and his wife to take care of them. Oh, is that so? Their parents died in an accident, and Satoshi ran away, leaving only Sadako to start living with Rika-chan. I had known that much, but this is the first time they had brought up their uncle and aunt. Their uncle was Sadako-chan's father's younger brother. Unfortunately, neither of the couple were people deserving of respect. Coach normally picked his words politely, so when he came out and said that they didn't deserve respect, it really made me wonder what kind of people they were. As soon as Sadako-chan's parents came out in support of the dam, their uncle and aunt took on a lot of shame in the village as well. They'd never have welcomed in Sadako-chan and Satoshi-kun. I'd heard that for the siblings, it was a really rough life. Bit by bit, Coach told me the numerous agonies that the Hojo siblings had suffered at their uncle's house. As their guardians, their aunt and uncle sucked up everything belonging to their immediate family. Sadako and Satoshi were crammed into a small room, and their lives were laden with things that were miserable for both their bodies and minds. In the first place, since apparently their aunt and uncle weren't on good terms, there was no end to their fighting. And as if in revenge for that, whenever they saw Sadako or Satoshi's face, they'd always find fault with them, scold them, yell at them, strike them, take away meals as punishment. I still shudder to think about it. You'd never know any Sadako but the energetic, healthy one now, so you probably couldn't imagine her face being so deathly pale. A girl always standing dazed in the shade of trees. I couldn't imagine it. I didn't want to. That's how I honestly felt. But at the very least, Sadako wasn't like that anymore. She may have had a miserable life in the past, but it was different now. Something happened to change that life. Last year on the night of the Tatarigoroshi festival, their aunt died. She was beaten to death with a baseball bat by a drug addict. Rumors spread of the curse having killed an enemy of the village on the night of the festival. This death wasn't a simple homicide either. They whispered that it was actually Otoshiro-sama's curse. A few days later, the deviant arrested for the drug use confessed to further offense, and the incident was resolved. However, though it was resolved, no one knew whether the part about it being Oshiro-sama's curse was true or not. Their uncle was part of Hinamizawa, after all. He apparently grew incredibly frightened of Otoshiro-sama's curse and went to hiding. From what I've heard, he stayed with a lover somewhere in Okiyamiya. Sadako and Satoshi, were they released? Their aunt died, and their uncle fled. There was nobody left to torment the siblings then, but As if picking up their torch, that man started showing up with an alarming tendency. That man? Then Coach lowered his voice just a bit, as if being aware of his surroundings. I mean, Oshi. Oshi. That guy from before. The events that just occurred came back to me. The hard to describe ominous sensation I had felt from him came back to me. He's a little strange. The chain of incidents surrounding Oshiro-sama's curse have all been solved, and yet he alone didn't want to accept that. Accept it? The incidents were all solved, and a detective, supposedly with the police department, didn't accept that? People say that something bad will surely happen to those he gets close to. Hinamizawa, they think she is Oshiro-sama's... Kei-chan! The door flew open with a rattle, and Mion came rushing in. Then Enrico-chan came running in a few steps behind her, then Tomita-kun, Okumura-kun, and a few more of our classmates. Kei-chan! Did Oshi do something to you? Are you hurt? Calm down, Mion-san. He's not injured. I only gave him a compress just in case. Kei-chan, are you really okay? Everyone was saying stuff about how you were being strangled. Calm down, Rena. He's just squeezed my shoulders really hard. See, there's not even a bruise. Meep. Jeez. What the heck were you all doing? We're friends, right? Why were you just standing around? Why didn't you help Kei-chan? We're sorry, President. Mion yelled at our classmates, baring her fangs. Tomita-kun and the others hung their heads in silence. Quit it, Mion. Tomita-kun and the others weren't even there. Stop blaming them. Damn it! Oshi! Mion kicked the floor with her heel a few times, her temple running hot. Our teacher, overhearing the commotion, arrived as well. Hey, come on, everyone! Don't make so much noise in the nurse's office. President, take everyone and leave, please. Come on, everyone. Let's get going. Kei-kun is fine. You too, Mi-chan. Mion was letting her emotions get the best of her, so Rena stepped in instead and led everyone out of the nurse's office. The detective from Okiyamiya Station, Kurado Oshi. Looks like the first impression I got from him hadn't been mistaken. Sadako's absence had amplified the vague apprehensions I had felt since yesterday, and Oshi's appearance basically sealed the deal. All right, I'll get going. Originally came here for Chie-sensei. Ah, so you did have something to do here. Sorry for causing you trouble. Don't be so humble, he said, smiling easily. There's a side benefit to all this. I was lucky enough to experience so much of your soft, silky skin, Maebara-kun. Hafu. With the usual, for the coach anyway, parting words, he instead continued. Please excuse me. You weren't wounded badly, but please avoid putting pressure on your shoulders or anything along those lines. If you get a high fever or it starts to swell, contact me right away, okay? I don't think that'll happen, though. Oh, that's right, Coach. Before everyone came in here, you were going to say something about what people think Oshi-san is to Oshiro-sama. As he was about to leave the nurse's office, Coach put a hand on the door and stopped. Right. They think he's Oshiro-sama's servant. They just bad-mouthing him, though. Oshiro-sama's servant? Do you know much about the serial freak death incidents that occur in Hinamizawa every year on the night of the Watanagashi festival? Otherwise known as Oshiro-sama's curse? What freak deaths? What? Now I thought about it, I did seem to remember overhearing Mion or someone in class talking about it like a ghost story. On the festival day in June, one person would always die. Another person would be spirited away, but they'd call it demoning away here. What a fine story that was. I figured they made it up to scare me, but it was true? I don't have any idea who first suggested this, but at some point everyone started calling Oshi Oshiro-sama's servant. Why? Because the rumors go that he decides the sacrifices for the curse every year. Whenever June came around, Oshi would start paying frequent visits to Hinamizawa. Because Oshi had been persistently questioning most of the dead and disappeared people, 4 years ago it was known as the victim of the dismemberment, rumored to have been sacrificed, had been seeing Oshi numerous times leading up to the incident. The sacrifices 3 years ago were Sadako's parents. Right before their incidental deaths, Oshi had apparently visited their home. The ones who disappeared 2 years ago were Riko-chan's mother. And again, people know that before she vanished, Oshi had been talking to her extremely frequently. The ones who disappeared last year, Sadako's older brother Satoshi too, had apparently been approached by Oshi many times before he vanished. And then this time, Oshi was trying to contact Sadako? This isn't a freaking joke! There are rumors, Maebara-san. There's just some rumors to that effect. I said that because the rumors of Oshi-san being Oshiro-sama's servant or is contacting someone foreshadowing that to be sacrificed this year. It's because the ominous hatred I felt towards Oshi is becoming more sustained, more real. Today, Sadako, she was absent today, wasn't she? Wait, really? That looked like news to the coach. I had thought he might know why Sadako was absent today, but... Then I'll get going. You should get back to the others and put their minds at ease. You're right. I will. Clatter. Coach left the nurse's office and headed towards the teacher's lounge. Oh, she makes my blood crawl. It's really fucking horrid. Get that motherfucker out of here. Fuck that guy. I don't like him. Okay, I'm gonna read the tips and then we'll call it done for now. Better left untold, there's a ball. Research notes. The Hojo family. Every year, Odashido-sama's curse claims 2 victims. This means that within 4 years in a row, there have been 8 now. But it's worthwhile to note half of them have been members of this family. Note the curse on the second year, a certain falling accident, involved the death of Hojo, a dam proponent, and disappearance of his wife. She was pronounced dead the following year after being considered to have vanished under perilous circumstances. The curse on the 4th year involved the death of the Hojo's sibling's aunt, who was then their foster mother, and the disappearance of the elder brother. The Hojo family is a poor one, and it's hard to say Mr. Hojo's job went very well. Apparently, upon reemployment via family connections, there was a plan for them to return to the home of the mother's side of the family. For Mr. Hojo, the eviction due to the Hinamizawa Dam project and the payment of a large amount of compensation money was essentially a windfall. Mr. Hojo aggressively accepted the Ministry of Construction's negotiations from an early stage, and selected others from Hinamizawa who were also dam proponents. It was rumored that he had been bought out by the Ministry of Construction for doing so, but the truth is unknown. However, the dam proponents were in the vastly outnumbered minority. In addition, as the Sonozaki family strengthened its own foundation and promised support against the dam, all the proponents save for Mr. Hojo switched over to the anti-dam side. At this point, Hinamizawa was completely united against the dam, and Mr. Hojo was held up to ridicule as a stooge of the dam project's proponents. He was essentially used for a scapegoat for the anti-dam coalition. In the end, the dam project collapsed with Odashido-sama's curse and a dismemberment incident. However, punishment towards the bitter enemies supporting the dam project continues to this day. There are not many left today who support the dam project, nor who had a negative reputation at the time. If there are any candidates left of the curse, it's the husband of the housewife who had been beaten to death last year, Teppei Hojo, and Mr. Hojo's daughter, Sadako Hojo. Strangely, these 2 are the only candidates left. Will this year's curse come down to the 2 of them? There is more than enough value in observing them both. Oof. Oshi's post memo. To Oshi-san, there was a call from you from Sector 4's Chief Sugihara. Apparently the slaughtered corpse in Ojikawa River is related to the S group as we thought. We're still verifying what happened behind the scenes, but apparently the deceased filled up dozens of self-created fictional bank accounts to their limits with money from the S group, reaching around 100 million yen. It appears that 3 or 4 men from their former S group connections are involved in this. They already disappeared along with millions of yen. The deceased was tortured to the point of on that point for information. She was clearly slaughtered as an example to others. There are apparently some real wizards chasing down the people who disappeared. They're also spreading letters to related Yakuza groups not to harbor them. There's still no evidence that Teppei Hojo is one of those people. From what Chief Sugihara had seen, nothing's been announced. For such a dependent, that man wasn't trusted at all. Teppei Hojo was left as a part in Okiyamiya and is returned to his former residence in Hinamizawa. Oh no. Oh no. No! Leave Sadako alone, you son of a bitch! You already tormented her enough once. I will beat you to death with a goddamn fucking... I'll beat you to death with a baseball bat. But that will be the end of this stream for now. I will be back on at around 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And hopefully I'll see you all then. May the cicadas lull you into a nice midday nap.